समृद्ध देश में कुछ कमियां जरूर हैं, पर अगर हम इन कमियों को ध्यान से देखें तो इन्हीं में देश की ग्रोथ अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी छुपी हैं।
I think there are pros and cons of both places. I mean, you got a very clean, great infrastructure environment out there, which India is still catching up with. Having said that, so there are two ways of looking at it. I was talking to someone, there's an American who I met here, and the guy asked me, India has got 15% growth year on year. How's that possible with infrastructure falling apart, etc., etc.? There's, how can that be? So I said, well, there's one way of looking at life. A glass is either half empty or half full. And as I look at it, it's half full, which means I can still use it, as opposed to saying it's half empty, let me just consume. So what that means out here is in India, since you got all these problems, there's a potential for growth. A place like US where it's completely developed, there is no potential for growth really.
संजीव बायोटेक्नोलॉजी के क्षेत्र में भारत को तेजी से आगे बढ़ते हुए देखते हैं। उनकी नजर में इस क्षेत्र में अभी और भी डेवलपमेंट्स होने बाकी हैं।
When you look at the healthcare segment, it's huge. There are so many disease areas. There's diseases in cardio, in neurological. We are focused today on cancer. There's diseases in pain management and diabetes, etc., etc. So there's plenty of room for a lot of biotech companies to come in and do something about it. And I hope entrepreneurs, scientists start jumping into that and taking that on. Enough room for that. The government is giving a lot of incentives. They're looking for people to come up with great projects which they'll be willing to fund. Government, for heaven's sake, has.
संजीव के बारे में उनके जानकार क्या कहते हैं, आइए जानते हैं।
So the journey coming into India, Sanjeev and me working together around me in India through my friends, connections and the like, exploring various possibilities, I think has had plenty of challenges, many difficult times, but each day brought in its own ration of excitement, its own ration of challenge, and each achievement for us meant an elevation in our own spirit and accomplishment. And today when we look back with a tremendous amount of pride. What we have accomplished today, I do not think that many other organizations, commercial organizations, even supported by highly revenue generating companies have done.
Yeah, Sanjeev is a great visionary, a man of conviction and courage. And personally, I must say that working with him is indeed a great pleasure. He gives his people free hand to decide what they want to and go by what you tell him. Of course, he is very analytical and truly applies his mind on decision-making process. I think a great leader.
Professionally, he is very, very committed. He's been staying away from his family for the last 5-6 years, trying to ensure that ACTIS does take off and succeed in a big way that he is hoping for. Initially, he planned on staying about 20% of his time in India, and as we got involved into ABPL, he is spending almost 80 to 85% of the time. Hardly goes to US for about 2-3 weeks in a year, that's it. I don't think he ever goes more than that, especially in the last 3 years. Very approachable, soft-spoken, very, very dedicated to his work, and he expects commitment from similar kind of commitment for most of the staff that he.
एक समय था जब लोग समझते थे कि सिर्फ विदेश में ही अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं, लेकिन संजीव मानते हैं कि भारत आज जिस शिखर पर है उसे देखते हुए यहाँ उपलब्धियों की कोई कमी नहीं, और उन्हें इस बात का गर्व है कि वो इस देश में हैं।
In the 80s, 90s, A lot of us Indians went overseas saying that was the land of opportunities, US and Australia and UK and stuff. And I think the land of opportunity exists today in India. Because you got all these problems, we got problems here which we can go in and take care of. So there's a lot of potential for growth for companies and entrepreneurs to actually come in and do things. And we as Indians who have gone overseas, it's time for us also to give back to the society where we have actually grown up in.
वतन की याद जब पल पल सताने लगे, परदेश में दिन काटे नहीं कटते और बस लौटने का मन करता है सरसों के खेतों में, आम के बगीचों में। स्वदेश के इस सफर में हमने आपको रूबरू करवाया कुछ ऐसे लोगों से जिन्होंने 7 समंदर पार अपनी काबिलियत का लोहा मनवाया और फिर ठानी अपनी कामयाबी अपने हमवतनों के साथ बांटने की। हमारे इस सफर में हम सफर बनिए और अपने सुझाव हमें भेजते रहिए।